afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. This is going to be an alignment reading for the water signs, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces for the month of May. What needs to be brought into alignment? I decided to do May 2021 alignment readings for the grouping of the zodiacs because everything this month is transforming for everybody. And everyone is feeling it. Everyone is waking up. Everyone is in a place where things are shifting and changing really rapidly. Lots of big shifts, lots of changes mentally, emotionally, security. Everything is shifting. Everything is shifting. There's inspiration coming to people, new ideas, new feelings, new perspectives, lots of stuff coming up. So I thought, let's see what each grouping of zodiac needs to be sort of guided towards in terms of what areas need balance. Okay, what areas need alignment. Now I'm going to be using my 5-card alignment spread, so going to cut the deck a little differently this time. Okay, here we go. We need 5 cards, please. Thank you so much. Okay, let's see what needs to be brought into balance for the water signs. Interesting. Okay, you got the Empress. So the Empress is, when the Empress shows up, it's really a time to bring into balance your sense between the spiritual and the physical. Okay, it's a reminder to bring into balance that you are a spiritual being, but you are having a human experience. And so you are in physical form while you're here. And so that needs to be brought into balance. See how she has the moon under her foot. That means that she has balanced her sense of intuitive abilities. The water flowing in the background is rushing and it's flowing and it's very active. So she's also balanced her emotional sensibilities. And, she's holding up the lotus here, and she has her heart visible. So that says to us that the Empress has really brought into balance that sense of herself while she's here as sort of the personification of Mother Earth. She must bring into balance all of the aspects of herself in order to emulate this archetype. So my water signs, you are being asked to bring in that sense of security to the earth, that sense of grounding, bringing into balance all the aspects of yourself, the spiritual and the physical. Okay, so the process that you're on, you got the 7 of Wands here. So the process that you're on has to do with transformation, where you could be facing a sense of, having a hard time with diplomacy. Okay, you're on a path here where you're trying to balance out being authentic and also being cautious. So you could be perceiving that there is, some intentions around you. Like you could be feeling that maybe there are people in competition with you, or there are people that are envious of you. So it's almost like you have to bring into balance this spiritual and physical sense of yourself along the process of being surrounded by others. Okay, so it's like you need to find that balance between your spiritual and physical self, and along that process you need to be able to achieve that balance around others. So while you are around other people, how are you going to get this sense of yourself in balance? How are you going to maintain a sense of authenticity while dealing with other people? Maybe in the past you would have been more tactful and false in order to get something moving, but that is not in alignment with you right now, which is very interesting. So it's like you're on the process of dealing with others in a new way. Okay, a new way of dealing with others, one that's more balanced. Interesting. You've got the Devil card as the truth behind the Empress. So the truth behind why you need to bring the physical and spiritual into balance is because there are things right now that are just feeding your ego. Right now, when we see the Devil card, we need to bring into We need to bring into focus, what are the motives behind the things we're doing? Are we here feeding our ego? Which is actually very interesting, because the ego is really the personality aspect of yourself. It's the part of you that exists sort of playing the game here on earth, right? So, when the devil card comes up, we see that there needs to be a confrontation of that shadow element of yourself, sort of the things about your personality that you almost want to free yourself of, because they're false, and they're almost things that once you accept them, you can release them. Okay, it's almost like when we see the devil in this position of the spread, it suggests that there are cords that need to be cut potentially, and they could be the truth behind the need for balance between physical and spiritual. You may be sort of cloaking the physical with stuff that you're doing in the physical. You may almost be denying some of the spiritual when you look at what you're doing in the physical. Okay, there are things here about your personality that you need to face honestly. Okay, very interesting. Oh, now the action you're being guided towards here, water sign, is emotional. You are starting down a new path of emotional discovery of yourself. You're going to start understanding yourself on an emotional level. Right now, this is your suit, water sign. You are emotional, and you are comfortable with emotion. So your emotions here are going to be leading your action towards understanding yourself while dealing with other people authentically. So when we see the devil and the 7 of Wands here, that really suggests that these vices or these false masks that you wear in front of others need to go. So there is an authenticity here in your reading, water signs, where you're coming into a process of being authentic with others and being present in that moment, both balanced in the physical and spiritual, and being present emotionally as well. Tall order for you, water signs. Wow. So the final guidance for you here is to walk away from things that no longer serve you. Very clear guidance. It's a truth bomb, the 5 of Cups. So again, not a big surprise. This month is full of truth and understanding things in a new way. These transformations of the month of May. So your guidance here, water signs, is that while you're processing this balance between physical and spiritual and dealing with other people in an authentic way without wearing a mask, right? Is that you have to be prepared to let go of some things and some people potentially, because not everyone is going to be with you on this new path. And that's okay, because you have to be able to let go of things that no longer serve. Those cups that have spilled are now empty. And the 2 that remain at your side here will be the ones that guide you towards your new path. Okay, so your path is certainly an emotional pathway inwards to discover the balance between the physical and the spiritual in relation to relationships with others, while holding an authentic place for yourself. And if being authentic means that people leave, you need to come into an acceptance of that. Wow, very clear messages here, water sign. Now, I want to get some words of encouragement for you here as you traverse this timeline where you're balancing things. Thank you. Ears wide open. Wow. Ears wide open. I love this card. This card to me always signifies a time, and it's a 33, always signifies a time of big initial changes, right? Think of going from the 2nd dimension to the 3rd dimension, right? Things take shape. You go from being a corner, just 2 lines meeting at 90 degrees, to suddenly you've got a shape, right? You've got a 3-dimensional shape. Something new is taking form here, and you need to be paying attention. You need to be sensing things in a new way, paying attention, and making sure that you're listening and looking deep into yourself as you discover these shadow sides of yourself, right? And as you discover how to be authentic in the face of competition, envy, conflict, struggles, how to sort of harness that ambition and come into an authentic place where you don't feel like you need to wear a mask. And that, it's a new emotional pathway for you, water signs, where there may be, a shift that needs to happen where you understand that when things leave, it's because they no longer serve. It's not something that you're meant to feel anguish. It just is. Things have to move so new things can start. And when you see the ears wide open card, you're really brought into this thinking where is all really about letting go of things that just serve the ego, which is interesting because of the devil card, right? We talked about that. The devil card really is all about the needs of your ego and sort of that focus on things that are happening in this sort of the game of life, right? Where we're not paying attention to things that have to leave, because really it's all about a process. When we get too hung up on the ego, we almost forget that this is the whole reason we're here is to have experiences that teach us who we are. It's not so that we get stuck just satisfying an endless and insatiable ego, right? There's nothing you can do to satisfy the ego. And the ears wide open also really talks about the idea of letting go, right? Where you have to let go and on an intuitive level understand that you have to tune in. You need to tune in, right? Look at those big ears tuning in to the information, the understanding, the bigger picture, right? Very interesting. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me, water signs. If this reading has resonated for you and you would like a personal reading to clarify anything, my email's in the description below. Okay, blessings to you all on this month of transformation, this month of May, and we'll see you again real soon for some more readings. Okay, take care.